Then there was Three Dudes with Attitudes. Hey, everybody.
Talking wrestling after school.
I can't wait to bring that back.
I just did. I thought.
No, I mean a full episode. Full sode.
This is it. Let's do it.
Well, I just got off the phone with Talking Fingers, so I've got the dirt.
Oh, you've got the dirt.
Like,
okay. Well, welcome to Blue Bard Cage, I suppose, right?
Yeah, I think we're in the Blue Bard Cage.
or today known as Three Dudes with Attitudes.
I think a new logo for that. I don't have the branding.
All right, we're gonna have to scrap this whole thing then. Come back at a later date.
So how you fellas doing? Like back from Chicago?
Yeah.
You know? Rested a little bit. Got some fireworks. Celebrated something.
Yeah. No, Chicago was cool. Forbidden Door was a lot of fun. It was a great show. Yeah. No, I had a great time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. How's April doing? She enjoyed the excursion too, or her birthday excursion?
Yeah, absolutely. No, she had a great time as well.
How about you there, weatherman? How's the weather in your neck of the woods?
It's fucking hot. There was no beating around the bush. Like, unbelievable. But that being said, the weather in Chicago was very pleasant.
It was.
Yeah.
We got caught in the rain one time, but it was only for like maybe 30 minutes. So it wasn't that bad. Yeah, they closed the bean because of lightning. When I got to the bean, it was closed.
A shocking bean.
Yeah, we got to go up there though, eventually. We got to see the bean, right?
Yeah, we got to see the bean. We touched the bean, took pictures with the bean.
Yeah, we beamed it down.
We reflected in the bean. We walked under the bean.
Did everything you could possibly do with it.
Yeah.
I think
prepositional phrase the shit out of that bean.
We exhausted the bean, I think.
As one does.
So we're here to talk about wrestling, right?
I think we're here to talk about wrestling, or David's awesome ass print behind him. That's new.
What are you talking about?
Both of them, but that WrestleMania 6 one right now, since we're talking wrestling.
Yeah, well, I was trying to set my camera up to it. It didn't look like I was just like an old man, but here's a full picture of it there.
It's pretty nice.
It is very nice print. Very happy with it.
I like it.
Well, yeah. So Justin, we need something behind you now.
I know. I'm actually working on. Huh?
Sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, I'm actually working on getting a new home office space set up. So
nice.
Hopefully soon I'll have something a little more permanent.
I want to see all those Hasbros.
You could just be like, "This is the house that I own behind me."
What more do you want from me? I got my life together enough to buy this fucking house. I mean, right. What else do you want?
Or the house that Justy made, I guess, or purchased.
The house that Justy built? No, I did not build it. No.
Yeah. So what are you guys gnawing on? You got what's the snack check situation before we get into Forbidden Door?
I'm not eating anything.
No, you're not eating? You just chewing on your tongue?
No. I've got some various jarred vegetables and some cheese.
Higher
wow.
Higher up.
Are these vegetables you've grown yourself?
No, they're the ones
okay.
that I bought.
Raise that plate up so we can see it. We can barely see that.
I don't want to drip olive juice over my computer, but
nice. It's lovely.
Yeah, a little Gouda, some pickles, some olives, and then the class up, some chicken and a biscuit.
You made a charcuterie board for the podcast, didn't you?
I did.
I love it. That's great.
Awesome. How about you, Justy?
I am far less classy than that, and I am eating cold leftover pizza.
Okay, do you put your leftover pizza in the refrigerator? Do you leave it out like in the box on the counter and just pick it up and go at it?
I put it in the fridge after like the initial meal.
I just leave it.
You leave it out.
In the box. I leave it in the box, and I'll probably eat it in less than 24 hours.
I put it in the fridge. Amanda leaves it out, so we leave it out now. But yeah, kind of the same thing. Like there's never really cold pizza. It's like room temperature pizza.
Yeah, which I'm fine with that. I'm more fine with that than cold pizza.
See,
first of all, I love cold pizza, and second of all, I got a toaster oven, and heating it up in the toaster oven as opposed to the microwave is
way better.
Way better.
Toaster oven or air fryer pizza.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's not really an issue. I'll just keep it in the fridge. Plus, I have a thing about bugs. I used to live in a place that had a roach problem, and so ever since that's not the house Justy built, thankfully. But ever since then, I don't like to leave food out.
Old Joe's apartment happening over there.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Where's our spin-off podcast on that movie?
It really is.
It was MTV's first movie, by the way. Saw that one in the old Carmike before it moved.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that.
It's the only movie I ever saw there. I did get another snack check. I got another care package, I guess you could say, from our buddy Mark, and he sent me. I didn't think they made it in another color flavor. I got a Baja Gold.
Okay.
You did a do.
And he was just like, and it just says, dude, that was the only note with it. I don't know what's going on.
That's just the bottle. That's just a bottle of an Amazon trucker's urine.
It might be. It might be. Maybe that's what Mark's doing these days. It smells pineapple-y. They've been eating lots of dried pineapple.
They get a discount at Whole Foods, so it's probably good quality urine.
Very healthy urine.
Yeah.
Not too bad for urine. Thanks, Mark. Hope you're taking care of yourself out there in the multiverse, buddy.
I'll be honest. There's been several Mountain Dews lately that I've dug quite a bit. They're weird. They're weird, man. But I don't know. Some of them, some of them miss the mark. But there's been a few lately that I've liked.
I just got done saying how much I hated Mountain Dew. The John Cena Mountain Dew.
The watermelon.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I did have that, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Not too bad, right?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Good podcast, guys.
Good.
Good podcast. All right. Well,
what do you people want from me?
And before we get, I think we have a little bookkeeping to do here. I was informed earlier today as well. Like, who would have thought? We have a Mark care package, and I got a message from the Blue Bar Cage president.
Oh shit.
He has some very important news. He says, I don't know what it is. I'm going to try to patch him in here if you guys will give me just a second to patch him in, and let's hear what he has to say.
Okay.
Let's see here. Where are you at, Jackie boy? Where are you at? No, that's what we're talking about. Hang on one second. There we go. I think we have Jack Tunney. Can you hear me, Jack?
Yes, this is Jack Tunney. On the last episode of Blue Bard Cage, there was controversy regarding the rightful holder of the Steel Quiz Match Championship, with two contenders laying claim to the prize and each possessing their own title. Effective immediately, I am vacating the Steel Quiz Match Championship. Next week, a winner-take-all Steel Quiz Match will be held, and the winner will be declared the undisputed, unified Steel Quiz Match champion. So saith Tunney. Wow.
There you go. There we have it.
Powerful words, guys.
Powerful words. Justy Rose is but a conduit for our president. He does a good channeling there. It's not satanic at all. And I do have word that we might have a special guest, special entrant.
I like to get into it. I mean, if I've got a message for someone, I like to kind of, get in the character.
I appreciate it.
Be entertaining.
Were you a
people
telegram delivery man in another life?
Oh, Jesus.
Singing telegram.
We might also.
I really threw you off there, didn't I?
By the way, guys, we might also have a special entrant into the Steel Quiz match on the next episode of Blue Bar Cage. It'll be episode 5 coming to you soon.
Looking forward to it.
It may be a ringer, but I think it's time to get to the actual content. Todd Mitchell will be very happy.
Yes.
All right, so we did go to Chicago. It's the thing we've been talking about for several weeks now, which is AEW New Japan Forbidden Door. Big super show between these two companies. Probably the biggest I think New Japan's been a part of on U.S. soil in a very, very long time. And this card changed a lot, even as we were in transit to Chicago because of injuries. Apparently there was a COVID problem amongst a bunch of other things. But we start with the buy-in, and we had Goto versus Yoshihashi, which I don't think we saw. I think we were late for this. I think this is the one we missed as we were running around the venue.
I saw part of it, but I was the first one that sat down.
Yeah, the line snaked around the whole venue several times.
Yes, several blocks.
Yeah, and that's
it was unreal. Funny. Yeah, so we were a little late getting in there, but not too bad. We didn't miss much.
The line moved pretty quick, all things considered. But
someone had to get merch. Hello?
Go ahead, David.
Oh, yeah. It was.
I can't see or hear David.
Can you? Hello? Can you hear me, Eddie?
I can hear you. Okay. Hang on. Let me move you back. Can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
No.
Nope.
This explains a lot of what's going on. Did we just stop hearing David? All of a sudden, Justin?
Yeah, well, I guess a minute ago his screen went black, but I can still see him down at the bottom because I'm not full screen. He started talking. I couldn't hear anything. I guess I didn't realize it for a minute.
Okay, let's see if this works. We are live here.
We got one person watching.
David, are you talking?
No, I'm just.
That's what I thought. I thought you were doing that. So Justin still can't hear you. It doesn't look like. 1 second. Let's see if there's anything I can do to fix this.
Hey, Justin, I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, you might pop out and pop back in, and David.
I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna pop out, pop in.
All right. We're live here, pal. But yeah, running around the venue, pretty cool venue. I thought the United Center. Did you get to see the Jordan statue?
No, I saw a statue. Some hockey player, I think.
Statue of some hockey player.
Can you hear me?
I can hear David now.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Look at that. I saw the Jordan statue, which I'd seen on TV for like forever growing up. If you had WGN or whatever, like whenever they were at the United Center, so that's kind of cool. I saw that on the way out.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay, so we Goto and Yoshihashi wrestling. I think Justin was the only one that caught it. What did you catch?
I didn't see much. Honestly, I can't say much. I mean,
full review.
Full review. Hold by hold. Move by move. I don't know. I'm sure it was fine and serviceable, but I don't really have anything to say about
it. The next match was kind of as expected on the buy-in. We had Nick Comoroto versus Lance Archer. Yeah, I will say I'm happy Lance was on the show. He is very popular amongst the New Japan fan base. And it was good to see him get a W and not just to be the guy that come in when AEW needed a big guy to take a pin, which has happened a lot to him over this tenure.
Right. Yeah. No, I like Archer enough. I mean, he's not. I appreciate what he does, even if it's not always the style I dig. Like, I don't dig the deathmatch stuff.
Oh, me either. Yeah. Like that much. I think there's a time and place for it.
Yeah, that's just me. I just don't dig it. But Moxley's kind of the same way for me. And I'm a fan of his. I just don't dig, that aspect.
You must have hated got him a lot of blood and guts.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, I knew what it was going to be going into it. I mean, so Exactly. But yeah, I'm usually not much of a fan of the deathmatch stuff.
That's understandable. Pretty quick match. Archer ended it with his finisher, the blackout. Kind of what you expected. I don't know what they're doing with the factory guys over there at AEW. They just seem like they weren't doing much anyway. They were kind of just this jobber, for maybe lack of a better term, faction that was going on. And
yeah, I mean they're the what was the band with Heath Slater? 3-man band or
3MB?
3MB, yeah. You know, you need to have a lower. It's fun to have a lower card stable like that can, you know, take L's and have enough of a character to, you know, it kind of means something when someone faces them.
Yeah, at least they get TV time.
Yeah, so.
And they've had an ongoing
Camarado. I think he's got a ton of potential. I think he looks great. From what I've seen, I really, frankly, don't know much about him. But I imagine he's, you know, I like his look, and you know, his ring work has been fine. I'd like to see him do more.
Yeah, you into the furry look?
I like a Bruiser Brody throwback. You know, kind of a wild man type of thing.
Yeah, like interesting. Anything on this, David? I'm not sure that you had made it to your seat by this point.
I don't recall it in particularly. No.
Yeah, I think you were here by the next match, if I'm not mistaken. We had Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus Ken Moro and El Desperado, which I thought was a fun match. Seeing Swerve and Keith Lee together has been a treat most of this time, and I think it kind of works for them because AEW's got a very busy roster right now, and those guys definitely don't need to get lost in the shuffle, and it definitely sets them up for a feud against each other, which we've kind of seen seeds of already before this. And this was kind of them.
Didn't we see didn't Swerve eliminate him from a battle royal a couple weeks ago?
Exactly. And Keith didn't look so happy about that. And this is one of the first times, if not the first time, I think they were together since then as a tag.
I'm just, you know, those are two guys. I'm glad they're doing something. I mean, it's not lighting the world on fire right now, but they'll when they have their big match, it'll be great, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe that gets expedited with all the injuries we've seen. You know, with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole maybe out for the rest of the year. Yeah. It tells you a lot. I mean, Kenny, who apparently had a setback, so who knows when he's coming back. You got Punk.
Punk's out. Brian's out.
They've been weird about the Punk and the Brian injuries without actually saying what they were.
Yeah.
So that's all interesting. That being said,
Punk wasn't it his foot?
It was his
probably.
Well, I thought
he said it was his arm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought he said it was his foot because he said the wheels fall off and I've got one bad one.
It doesn't matter. He can say whatever he wants. It's all part of the
But apparently, a lot of things are broken.
Yeah.
He said a lot of things were broken, so it might have been multiple injuries. We'll see. We'll see. I was a little surprised we didn't see him at all during the show, considering it was in Chicago.
I was surprised too.
I expected him, but also since he had literally just said he was leaving, it wouldn't make sense for him to be there. It seems like the thing is, but whenever wrestlers injured and they don't tell you how long they're going to be out, that either means they're going to be out for a very long time or they could be back at any moment.
Yeah.
You know, they just like to surprise you sometimes, for better or worse.
I'm holding out hope that, you know, I don't know what the deal is with Brian, but, you know, I think he'll probably be back soon. It hasn't seemed too serious, just from what I've heard. Punk.
I kind of wonder if they're keeping the lid on Brian because it was a concussion issue or some sort of head trauma.
Ooh, I hope not.
Ooh, yeah, that would be bad.
That's where you jump to when you're not a little bit more open and transparent about things too, especially with the guy who has a history and it's one that, you know, you're going to worry about.
He already had to retire once from it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that was the first thing everybody said when he went to AEW was WWE protected him from himself. AEW won't do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's not the case, but it leaves you to wonder if they're not going to talk about it
And they don't want to be proven wrong. So
exactly.
But we are just speculating.
Yeah, it's speculation. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see. That being said, Swerve and Desperado, I thought were really probably the 2 stars of the match. I don't think Keith has really kind of hit his rhythm yet too much for a lot of the stuff he does. I think he probably shines better as a single than he does in a tag. But I thought Swerve and Desperado kind of meshed together with their certain style. It was good to see them get the win. It was a fun match for what it was on the buy-in. At the end, we did get Ricky Starks and Hobbs up in the crowd right beside us, which was really cool. Ricky talking some smack, and I'm really looking forward to this match. These guys against each other in a tag match should be awesome.
Yeah, I did like that aspect. The them talking from the crowd, it did make it feel more like it was a lot more immersive, than TV. Obviously being there live is more immersive, but that was it felt like more like theater almost. In a good way.
Yeah.
It was a very nice touch. Something else that happened too that we'll get
and we
to.
saw that a couple times.
Yeah. It was very cool. I did like that Powerhouse Hobbs was just throwing popcorn at the fans that were chattering at him. Just playing it off that guy. I want to see more out of him. He looks like he could be a badass. He's got a great look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like him a lot, and he feels, both of them feel like more stalled out than they should be. I hope that this is them kind of giving them Starks and Hobbs something more meaningful to do, because I like them both.
I hope so too. Yeah, Team Taz seems weird. I don't really get the point again. I think when managers just go to the announce table and announce, and they're not actually performing in any managerial role, I don't see the point in them existing.
But the thing is, that's the thing is, he's kind of, he's sort of taken a back seat to his guys. So, Team Taz feels like a very, like a holdover from the original era of AEW in 2019 and into the pandemic, as opposed to say the last year and a half. But yeah, I think it's fine. I like Taz on commentary.
I do. I like Taz on commentary. I think him and Excalibur, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Excalibur, they have a cool back and forth with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty hilarious.
I like Excalibur. He plays. He's a good straight.
I like
man.
Excalibur too.
Doesn't take sides. He just calls it like it is.
I feel like he is such a pivotal role to their show, to Dynamite in particular.
It's you need that vanilla in there, and people shit all over people, guys like him or like Michael Cole or something like that, but they're critical to that aspect of it.
Plus, I just love he wears a luchador mask, and you don't expect a guy in a luchador mask to have the voice of a math teacher.
Right.
But he does.
Fair enough. In the final match of the buy-in, we have an 8-man tag. We have Max Caster.
Oh, we're not even out of the buy-in. Lord.
No, man, we're just before we're edging.
So much buying in.
So much buying in. And the Gun Club taking on Alex Coughlin, the DKC, and Kevin Knight. It was fine. It was about as fine as any of the Gun Club matches and the Max Caster matches. It's all the before thing, I think, that really sells those guys. The comedy aspect of everything.
I think
I don't know that there's anything special about any of them in the ring.
I think the Acclaimed are pretty good in the ring. I think I would really, I'd like to see them kind of. AEW's tag division is so crowded, but I'd like to see them kind of, move up a little bit. And it seems like they kind of are with the whole Billy Gunn thing.
Him basically besmirching his children because he likes the Acclaimed more, which is kind of funny.
Well, he likes the scissoring, I think. Daddy ass likes the scissoring.
It's such
ask Eddie. That was probably my biggest mark out moment of the night.
Scissoring. Justin's a big fan of scissoring. If you guys didn't know.
I mean, I know because he's a human being.
a red-blooded American man.
For the record, I don't really have an opinion on scissoring. Just to get that out there.
It's kayfabe.
We're kayfabing it, bro.
Jesse Rhodes loves it though. Can't get enough.
Justin Rhodes love to thither.
Oh shit. Caster and Billy were got the comeback to end the match with the mic drop. It was okay. Good match. But finally,
moving on.
We get
let's
to the
quit,
main
let's quit buying
card.
in. Let's buy in. Let's do it.
Thank
We did it.
God. Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and our boy Suzuki Minoru, and against Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with some of these names. Jesus, what a match! I felt like whoever was going to win this match was for sure losing blood and guts. And that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Which kind of seemed par for the course if you're looking like kind of Rampage or anything that went on there, and then you're looking at the card. AEW guys
plus
getting his win.
You've got two big shows with the same kind of ancillary group of guys within like a couple days of each other. So
everybody's got to get their win. Everybody's got to get even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was fine. This
fine.
match, good and also good.
No,
to
the match was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, and I'll apologize in advance because I'm even worse than Eddie with the. I'm not familiar with a lot of the Japanese talent. The Red Shoes son in this match, yes, he impressed me. I liked him
very much.
Yeah.
I'm glad at least you know who Red Shoes is.
I do know who Red Shoes is.
See, look at this. Look at this.
I'm on Reddit enough to know Red Shoes.
Really cool match. I did like everybody kind of getting in the ring there in the was it the Boston Crab, I believe, toward the end of the match, the finish.
Yeah,
like it was basically a Boston Crab, which was pretty cool. And it was cool to see Suzuki get a win. I feel like he keeps taking L's every time he's in AEW. He's just there to take it.
Yeah.
Of course, Jericho was.
He doesn't need to win. What's he got to prove?
He's just a scary old Japanese man who will beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, he's a murder grandpa.
Don't trust anybody with that haircut.
That's some reverse Medusa shit or something. It's fucking recessed.
Yeah. Like and him like no selling those chops from Eddie Kingston, and you could tell like Kingston was just like just getting sized, like giving them to him because like he's in there with Minoru Suzuki, and then like Suzuki's just like, you're a bitch. This doesn't hurt.
I don't know, dude. Kingston's chops sounded worse than Suzuki's did. Like,
they look scary. But like Suzuki's just like, nope, I'm not selling a bit of this.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
But God, it was like it was like whip cracks in the arena.
Absolutely. So they get the win. Moving on, we get a little Roppongi Vice versus United Empire versus FTR for the ring of, and then I guess this is for the IWGP tag titles. This originally I found out this week actually that the original people that were supposed to be in this match were the Bucks and not FTR. But after the thing happened with the Hardys being in that match, things kind of got flipped around, and the Bucks were going to win the IWGP tag titles. FTR was probably going to get them off the Hardys, and then they were going to have, or the Bucks were getting them off the Hardys one of the way, and then they were going to have all titles on the line match. I think we'll get that. It just looks like FTR is just going to be holding most of the hardware.
Clearly going with a belt collector angle, which I love.
Yeah,
I love they're great, and it's I'm really it's one of my favorite parts of the show, and I'm looking forward to Bucks and FTR.
Me as well. I don't think we've truly had the best match out of that yet. because it's been kind of a dream match. We had one without the crowd. We've had the one recently. I don't think we've had the one yet that really shows the two best tag teams in the world.
I think the next one might be the one because the story's there. You know, the story's there. I mean, they've got history, you know, and they know how to pay it off. And I think the next one might be the best one.
Where do you think they'll do it at? All Out?
Yeah, maybe.
Seems like the show to do it at, the big payoff for those guys.
Unless they just want to bring in more titles.
What other tag are they going to win the Impact tag?
I was going to say Impact. Well, you know what happened? What happened to Good Brothers? Haven't beat Good Brothers.
I think they're.
Are they not tag champs anymore?
Too.
But
I don't know.
What happened to their working deal with Ring of Honor?
The working deal with Ring of Honor and Impact.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean Ring of Honor. I meant with Impact
Or AEW.
AEW and Impact. Sorry.
That kind of apparently that ended negatively, from what I understand.
Oh, okay.
There's still like some use because Frankie Kazarian has recently been on Impact.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, but apparently they didn't really like the way things went previously.
Oh, okay.
So, but you know, politics and wrestling, surprise, right?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Let's bring in the Impact titles. Let's go have them face the Usos, and then we'll do the Bucks. I mean, those are your two big blow off tag teams, right? Usos and the Bucks. Yeah,
I would imagine so. I would like to see the Usos against any of those teams. I'd like to see them, and I'd also like to see New Day. And we'll talk about it in a few minutes, I'm sure. But God, that Street Profits Usos match was very good. But yeah, we're not there yet.
I have no idea.
All right, we'll keep rolling. FTR gets to win. Great to see Jeff Cobb. Great O'Con is hilarious.
I liked them a lot. Jeff Cobb I have seen a couple times. Great O'Con I was completely unfamiliar with, and they impressed me. I like them a lot.
He's a worthy follow on social. If you're not following Great O'Con, definitely do. He's just a weird dude. Good to see Roppongi Vice put back together. Although after seeing this past week's, I think it was Rampage. It was Rampage or Dynamite. Best friends are back together with Orange Cassidy. Okay. So I don't know what they're doing. I thought Roppongi Vice was going to be like the new thing, and I thought they were going to break Chucky T out, but I guess not.
Yeah, it felt like they were going in a different direction with Trent too. Like that, you know, maybe a more serious role coming back, all looking jacked and mean mugging and.
And they teased that feud with him and Wheeler because he's being kind of mean to him. He's like, you don't necessarily belong in Best Friends, and
don't be mean to Yuta. Just don't be mean to Yuta. Poor little Yuta.
I mean, he likes when people are mean to him. Apparently, look what happened with Blackpool Combat Club. They beat the shit out of him. He wanted more. So maybe that's his kink. But they lost him. They also lost Chris Statlander. She's broken out from the group with no explanation. She's dropped the alien gimmick, so it's kind of weird seeing what's happening there. There's no consistency for Trent. I don't know why you would do this as a one-off and then immediately put him back in to Best Friends.
Yeah, and I would say, not to be harsh, but everyone except probably Chucky felt like they were moving on to bigger things. I mean, Cassidy having his, he had a couple big matches last week. And Statlander's been featured, in the TBS title picture a lot lately. So, and then we already talked about Trent. So, it kind of feels like at least the three of them had sort of bigger stuff that they were sort of moving beyond like a comedy gimmick, which, and I like the Best Friends. But
me too. I mean, maybe just the everything that happened with the Orange and Orange by himself, I think still works. I like the early stuff they did with him in AEW where he was just kind of being places, like when they were having the backstage brawl and he got thrown into a bathroom. He's just standing there in the bathroom, just leaned up against the wall with his hands in his pockets.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was funny. Kind of the way they sprinkled Danhausen in when he first came in.
Right.
I don't know. Orange doesn't really talk that much. So maybe that's their thinking there. I'm not sure. Moving on. I think everybody enjoyed this match out of our group. I know I liked it, and I love the finish. We have for the all new, brand spanking new, all Atlantic championship. I guess it's Atlantic, right? Pac, Miro versus Malachi Black versus Clark Connors. One of these things doesn't seem like the others.
Also, newsflash, guys. Japan is in the Pacific Ocean. Not the
Yeah. Tony's not very good with geography, apparently.
Yeah.
Cool belt, I suppose. And fun match. Very fun match. Love the finish. I'm glad that Pac finally got his.
Yeah. Pac he's a weird case where it's never really ever gotten started for him. And it's felt like he has had, a level or something that he can never quite break past. In NXT, on Raw and SmackDown, on 205 Live when he was Cruiserweight champion, and in AEW also. So yeah, I hope it's the beginning of bigger things for him.
I hope so too.
Oh yeah, no, I was just agreeing. Like, I have the same thoughts about him. He is just kind of at a certain level, and when he went to AEW, I was like, okay, well maybe they'll recognize his talent a little bit more, and then it's just been kind of more the same until now. So, we'll see what we do with this title.
And so many of those original guys, you can say, the original core group of guys, the Bucks, the Kenny, like look how far they have come in the company, since it started to now. But you look at Pac, and I mean it's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
I think a little bit of it, was the pandemic where he was stuck over there, and that really hurt him because they just started Death Triangle right before all that happened, and then that kind of put everything into like a weird place. And then you had Death Triangle forming some sort of short-lived faction with Eddie Kingston, and then Felix and Pentagon were like feuding with each other kind of, and then those guys were hurt. One of the other.
Did you call him Felix?
Phoenix, sorry about that. Sorry, I'm eating French fries and a waffle chicken sandwich here, guys.
That doesn't. Like,
I don't know what that has to do with Felix.
My mind's drifting to other things.
The cat luchador.
And I got this Felix the cat clock over here.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was a good match. It was good to see him get his. We'll see what they do with it. It looks like he's actually going to be defending this title in other places. I know they've already got like a match booked for him in the UK, so maybe it's actually going to be a true all Atlantic, but not Japan title.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call it. They shouldn't have limited it to a region like that. It should have been something else.
It's one of.
I think it's the European title. I think it's going to be an American or European. Because I mean, look at the match. I mean, yes, you had New Japan, which makes no sense, but everyone else is European.
It's the
European title. He's the British Bulldog winning the inaugural European title.
It's like, when has the name of a title restricted the owner in the first place?
Never.
Well, see, WWE got around that by naming it the Universal title. I mean, how much bigger can you get?
Well, let's get a multiversal title here, and we'll.
There you go.
That's going to happen at one point. They're going to pull some weird stuff. Somebody will come out of the Cody Vader with like a spinning thing behind them.
Yeah, we'll get a Roman Reigns versus Roman Reigns variant. Like,
I mean, we had Undertaker versus Undertaker. Why not?
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, it's not really that far fetched, is it? Like,
we've seen weird things in wrestling.
I would too. Absolutely.
I'd watch the shit out of it.
By God, like, we've seen a lot of things. I'd say the saddest part of this match was not seeing Malachi Black or Miro win the title. Miro is just the best, one of the best things in AEW, bar none. Weird, excellent promos. And Malachi Black is creepy as shit, and he's a great wrestler.
It didn't hurt either one of them though.
No,
you know they still maintain their status.
I expected it to go to Miro, honestly.
Yeah,
I did. I kind of expected that too, but yeah. Who
House
lost?
of Black? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with House of Black.
And I heard. I think one of them might be hurt. I think it might be Buddy Matthews. So that might that might put all that on hold again.
Yeah.
And speaking of seeing double, our next match I was freaking hype on. Was freaking hyped on the Bullet Club with the Young Bucks joining back for one night only, with El Phantasmo and Hikuleo as their manager at this point, because whatever happened, and they had to swap out some people again.
Someone got hurt, and they made it a 6-man tag.
Yeah. And then we've got Dudes with Attitudes, gimmick infringement here. Darby Allin.
We're definitely the first person to say that.
For sure. Darby Allin, Sting, Takagi come into the ring. And when it started, we have Marty by God Jannetty behind us, dressed up as Sting at the top of the Raptors.
Is that who that was?
That's who I think it is. That's when they did that with the Undertaker.
He's making a Royal Rumble 1994 reference. Okay. David,
come on.
Come on.
So Marty Jannetty did that as the Undertaker. So I just assumed that's what Marty Jannetty.
It actually wasn't Marty Jannetty. Did you know that? That's an urban legend.
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
No.
I guess we'll have to take that up in one of our shows.
I think I know Pritchard has said that it wasn't Marty Jannetty. I know some others have too.
He's probably just saying.
I think maybe Marty Jannetty has said it's not Marty Jannetty. He says a lot of things. I don't know.
He said, I was to say, it's like, yeah.
We're not gonna get into the things Marty Jannetty said.
I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No. The intro to this match was a classic wrestling trope. Something that's been going on for years. You just mentioned like this. The Undertaker entrance, like. Especially with Sting, with like his, his diversions and stuff like that he loves to do. This was like,
mind
perfect
games.
Sting. Yes, like it was done really, really well. Like, and it was very cool to see live. Just enough time to look up behind you, and then as soon as you turn around, he's diving.
He's like Batman.
Like, yeah, he really was.
And what a fun moment for those guys. You have Sting, like you probably don't want a 65-year-old man or however old he is, 200 plus pounds diving at you. But if it's Sting, you'll take it, right?
Yeah, I'll do it. Take one for the team. Like,
and that's his spot. Like he's just been doing these huge dives, which is it's enough. He's already over as hell.
Which it's working for him though, because it's like. Yeah, okay. I can't really do a full match, but I can do one thing. And as long as as long as it's done properly, it's like I should be okay. Like, and I can. This is how I can contribute. Like, and he's done a great job with it. Like, and that was really cool. Like,
Sting.
It was, yeah. And it's just like he's somebody whose character has defied wrestling organizations. Like he's been able to keep it with him wherever he goes, and the essence is always there. Like there's not a lot of guys like that.
Doesn't Sting the singer have to pay him for the right to use the name too? I that might be another urban legend.
Maybe we can bring back the Urban Legends episodes and figure.
I feel like you shouldn't have brought that up without us knowing the answer. Because now we sound like a bunch of.
I have heard
half-assed
that. I have heard that, but I couldn't tell you if it's true.
It just adds another urban legend to another urban legend show. There's two we've got already.
Because there was something like that, and then there was also something like the key to the singer Stings, like tantric sex, was a scorpion deathlock, and so
that seems true.
Are you fucking with me, David?
There was some sort of trade they made at some point. Like,
I think the rumor
you ever
was
try
like
Scorpion Deathlock with no pants on?
Oh God!
Hours. You do it for hours.
You do it for hours. Wow, I'm the perfect balance and just rock away.
I'm eating, man.
You're welcome.
I think the rumor was that he paid that Sting had to pay Sting $1 to use it. I think that was the rumor. I could be wrong. Don't take me for that one. I thought the
I never believe anything you say. So
that you probably should. I'm always working you. I think El Phantasmo and the Young Bucks looked awesome together. Their styles really meshed well together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody in that match was that. It was a really fun match. Like
very fun.
I'm always kind of skeptical of the Young Bucks. Like they always prove me wrong. But
what are you skeptical about?
They're too flashy. They're too flashy. Like, and I say that in a, as wrestlers should be flashy, but sometimes I don't need to see flips for the sake of flips all the time. But they continue.
So I was watching, not to interrupt you, but I'm so sorry, but to go off what you were saying, I watched it with my brother-in-law, who doesn't watch wrestling, and this is the first Young Bucks match he's ever seen. And he was like, "I don't like all the booty shaking."
The booty shaking?
Yeah, well, not even literal booty shaking, but just the booty shaking swagger that they have. He's just like, I'm just not a fan.
No, they turn it up,
and I get it, and I get
it. But yeah, they've kind of proved me wrong. Like as far as like the entertainment factor, they can back it up, and when they oversell, and that spot they did with the dramatic flips and stuff like that into the
back rakes.
Yeah, into the back rakes. That was really funny. Like,
it was great.
Very impractical. Like if you're trying to keep it real, but like it was funny. It was well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a bit of them trolling too, and just being them.
Yeah,
I think their whole thing has always been, whatever you say we are, we're going to be that, and then we're just going to turn it up, and we're just going to be the most annoying version of that, like a caricature of themselves almost.
Yeah, no, I have to like catch myself not getting worked by them because they are super super annoying. But then I catch myself as like, oh wow, okay, well that's working then.
Oh, they are pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah, like
I kind of like them now.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
all right, well, kind of surprised at the finish of this. In some ways, dudes with attitudes get the win. Not surprisingly, they pin Connors. The Bucks didn't get pinned. I would have liked to have seen the Bucks in Bullet Club win something and win their match again. Looks like they were supposed to win the IWGP tag titles. That didn't really work out for them. It might have been a better way to go, just because of their history with those titles and with New Japan too. But they did with the show what they could after losing tons and tons of wrestlers. And then we go to the only women's match on the card, and it doesn't have anybody from New Japan in it. And it's Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's title. What do you guys think of this
guys?
One?
It was fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be so uninteresting. There's just not much else to say.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa doesn't really do it for me. Like, but yeah, it was a fine match, I guess. Like, yeah, I hate to be like that too, but it really was. It was. I don't want to say anything bad, but
it was an afterthought on this card.
Yeah, it seemed like it was put on there more for
because you have to have a women's match.
Exactly.
I don't think they should have though.
No,
it doesn't go with the spirit of this card.
No, I mean we've talked, feels like ad nauseum about the problems with AEW's women's division. So, but I mean, Rosa's okay. I like Toni, and yeah, well, I like them both, and the match was fine.
Well,
just fine.
I think Rosa in general has just been her whole title run has been kind of a flop. I think they're gonna have to figure out something to do there soon. I half expected Toni Storm to win with everything going on,
just to do something different.
That would have made it a little better.
Because
she's annoying. She's bad on the mic. Like she's whiny. Like
she is.
And not in a good way. Like not in an entertaining way. And just quit.
Just get ready. You'll know when she's gonna lose it because she'll come out with boo-boo face again, like just looking sad as shit. So you'll know immediately the finish of the match.
There's your little inside information for all you sports bet people who bet on pro wrestling. Like
inside baseball.
Yeah. What you can do, DraftKings.
DraftKings, there we go. Can we get a DraftKings sponsorship?
Anyone can. So yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm sure they will give us $0 for that. Maybe a free $25.
Well, and in exchange, we will give them 0 listeners.
All right, and finally, here we go. We're getting to the meat of this thing. Maybe match of the night. Hell of a match between Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay for the IWGP US title. I just want to know what you guys thought of this.
This was my pick for the match of the night.
Yes, this was mine as well. Yeah,
and it was probably the best match I've ever seen live. Like
really,
yeah. Like it
okay.
was.
Yeah,
I was really, really impressed. Like I say that as somebody who's not really an Orange Cassidy fan. He won me over big time. Like, and not only did he win me over, but Ospreay's reactions to Cassidy's moveset, his facial expressions sold it really, really well. Like his befuddlement that led to him slipping up, that was perfect. Like he didn't do it too much, but they did it just enough. Like, you couldn't have done that match. You couldn't have done that match any better. Like, and it was entertaining from start to finish. Like, I was really super impressed with it, and like I said, maybe the best match I've ever seen live.
That's high praise.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, maybe for me as well. Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said. I thought it was fantastic.
For sure.
I think Ospreay. This is not the first match I've seen of his, but I haven't seen much, and yeah, I was a fan, big time.
I think that proves right there to a lot of people. If anybody had a doubt how good Will Ospreay was, or just kind of heard it and you hadn't been initiated enough to actually go check him out, guys, everything he sold as, in my opinion, top 3, top 5 in the world, just incredible wrestler. I want to see more of him in AEW.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic. Like he, like I said, everything about that match was great. Like the styles meshed so well, and it was unexpected, but it was pleasant at the same time. So it was
unexpected but pleasant.
Delightful.
It's like I wasn't expecting it, but I didn't say stop. Like kind of thing.
Consent without
oh no! Okay. Moving on. Nope.
It's a wrestling match. Let's see. Moving on.
What are you talking about?
From that to another, just and this is where the hits just keep on coming. Zack Sabre Jr. versus the Mystery Man, the newest member of Blackpool Combat Club.
House of Blackpool Combat Club.
Claudio, formerly known as Cesaro, formerly known as Claudio, back to Claudio again. Fuck yes. Like, I've wanted him in AEW since it started. He was one of the top guys. If I could move some pieces around and fantasy book for myself, I want to see him do so well and succeed in every way. I think he's got everything it takes to be just one of the best wrestlers in the world in all facets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was very, very excited to see him. He is one of my absolute favorites. I loved his WWE run for the most part. You could argue he never really got his due, but I think he had a really good spotlight in a lot of great matches there over the years. With a couple exceptions, but I think we're getting ready to see a different version of him, and I'm super excited to see the next evolution. Of him as a wrestler. I don't know. It's just weird. I'm used to him in the trunks, and now he's got the long tights.
it is one of those things where it's
he's got those hairy thighs. I just want to see him,
Man,
he's a good looking man. He's a good looking man. What?
You that's the second hairy guy that you've mentioned.
Oh God, do I have a type?
Bear.
What are you, a lycanthrope?
What are you doing down there, David? How you looking good, buddy?
Just
moving on. Cut that.
Great match. Not surprised by how it ended. Like, I think Brian would have gone over anyway. You're going to just get a great match with him and Brian, him and Claudio. Also, fantastic match. You can't have Claudio debut and then lose. You knew he was going to win it, and just everything about it was great.
Well, and there's always I've heard it said over the years. I know Pritchard has said it a lot on his podcast, and I've heard various people say it. Like, if you have to change the card, try to always do something better, as good or better than was going to be there. And I mean, you really can't do that for me because Brian's like my favorite active wrestler in the world. So that's kind of impossible. But I would say the next damn best thing was what we got. So I was extremely excited, and I'm extremely excited. And that's what I was where I was hoping. If he did end up in the company, that's where he would end up. Would be with Blackpool Combat Club.
And when that thing blows apart and everybody starts feuding with each other, it's going to be even better.
That's my only hesitation with it is the fact that I didn't want to see him put into a faction, like because I feel like that was what was holding him back when he was in WWE. He was always in a tag team and stuff like that, and but we'll see what they do. Like the Blackpool Combat Club it seems like it's made to just explode. So, R.I.P.
We got Ghost.
It's
Ghosty Rhodes.
Well, guys, I was using the chat like you told me to, and I said BRB.
Oh, you totally did. You totally did.
Yeah, I did. So BRB.
I'm engrossed in my own image here, so I apologize.
Well, I can't see myself, so I have to busy myself with looking at the chat and YouTube.
That's so weird. I know you can't see yourself. Jesus,
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, no problem. Really, really great reaction for Claudio too.
Mm-hmm.
You love to see it. And the other thing that I thought was really cool was everybody wants to see the swing. Everybody wants to see the swing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pissed when it got countered, but it only built it up to where they wanted to, like, everybody wanted to see it more,
Yeah.
And he finally got there. That might have been bigger than his actual pop when he came out.
Like, it was, there was a kid sitting next to me, like, who was just sitting there by him, he came by himself, I guess, or for whatever reason, and he seemed just kind of out of it the whole time until that match, and when he came out and immediately did the neutralizer, and I was got the pin, like that kid popped up. He was like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "What a debut!" And like, he got really, really into it from that point. But like, it was a good match. Like, but yeah, let's talk about let's talk about wrestling crowds for a second. While we're waiting for Justin here,
hot ass crowd.
It was a hot crowd. I was thinking more of like the tweens that were behind us, just like booking the whole thing. Jesus,
the one guy was like, "No, he's gonna win." No, and then like when like he was wrong about something, he would just like he wouldn't double down on it. He'd be like, "Oh, that only happened because of this, and this."
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they were just like, it made me wonder. It's like, is that us? Like, are we that? Like, or we're better than that. We've got to be like. It always makes me like rethink like any kind of fandom. Like when I meet other fans of something,
you immediately regret it.
It's like sometimes you don't even want to go see a movie because you don't want to be around the other people who want to see that movie. Like it's kind of ruins it for you.
It does. It's a hard look at at a similar reflection.
It is like
it's like Zoolander going, "What am I?"
Yeah.
Basically, and you're like, I hope it's not that, but probably at least a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think, Justin? Wrestling crowds, when you're in amongst yourself, and we have like those folks behind us that were like booking the whole thing, the tweens, the teens. Is that us?
Yeah, it is. It's a real sobering look in the mirror. When you go to one of those shows, to be honest with you, you're like, this is me, isn't it?
It's like, in that case, I've got to leave and I'm not coming back.
I have to rethink my life. Yeah.
I'm done with Blue Board Gauge, guys. See ya. But yeah, I thought it was good. The crowd, I think, is what makes AEW shows live. They're always really, really hot, and this is probably the best one I've been to post pandemic. I felt like they were good throughout the thing, and I think part of that was this was a surprisingly decent length for this pay-per-view, especially after how long Double or Nothing went.
Yeah, I will say that I was kind of expecting the crowd to be a little annoying, a little too pretentious, because I kind of get that impression when I watch it on TV. But it wasn't bad. It like there wasn't like that many "this is awesome" chants or anything like that. Like they were used sparingly for once, like and not like 3 times a match, like so yeah, it was a good crowd and it was enjoyable. It did add to the experience quite a bit,
for sure. And here we are, guys. We've made it to the main event. Jay White versus Adam Cole, baby. Hangman Page versus Okada for the IWGP World Title. And it's a shame. It's a shame they changed belts. That is one of the ugliest belts in wrestling. It looks like an IWGP Divas title.
It does look like the butterfly belt.
Yeah. Previous one was easily the best belt in current pro wrestling until they changed it. I don't know why they did this. Fun match, though. We got to see Kazuchika Okada and Jay White live, which was really, really cool. Both just fantastic wrestlers. Probably a little too busy being a 4-way. I kind of wish it was pared down a little bit, but I understand why to get enough people on the card. How did you guys feel about seeing these guys? They live up to expectations. They blow you away like Will Ospreay.
It was like I thought it was a good match. That said, I can't think of anything that really stood out to me about it. It did kind of get to the point where there were too many multi-man matches, and it was a lot to keep up with, especially if I don't know everybody's name or have faces memorized or anything like that. Like, I don't remember anything about the match that I disliked, but without like looking at highlight report or anything like that, nothing immediately stands out to me about it.
Yeah. That's fair. And there was a lot of multi-man matches. This is the second 4-way match on this card for a title. So not really surprised that happened. A little surprised that Cole took the pin. Again, he's been taking a lot of those lately. He got beat by Hangman twice.
Yeah. I don't know. Adam Cole for me, I would like to see him do something different. It's like as a character and as in the ring. I would just like to see kind of a next evolution of Adam Cole. I don't really know. I mean, he's always prominently featured. But I don't know. I feel like we're watching the same Adam Cole as we were watching 5 years ago.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. It's he took that heir apparent to Shawn Michaels gimmick and then just kind of like, yeah, I'll just let it ride. Like, not saying he's being lazy, that's not necessarily his fault, but it's just
right.
He doesn't really do much. Like,
well, and you think about like, and especially as a character, going back to Ring of Honor. I mean, it's basically the character he was playing in NXT. was the same character he's playing in Ring of Honor, which is the same character he's playing now. So yeah, I mean it just feels a bit samey.
Yeah.
And it does feel like he's also like, he's like a peg or two down, where it's like I can't see them putting the title on him really anytime soon. Because there's probably 3 or 4 guys ahead of him that it would make more sense to put it on. So I don't know.
Maybe if he is out for the rest of the year or a little bit, that's a good time to.
If he does end up having to be out,
yeah, bring him back with a little oomph, gives him time to refresh and like reboot a little bit.
If he is out with injury, I'm sure I will miss him, and I'll be glad when he's back.
Same. It looked like I know the doctor was checking on him at the end. From what I heard, it was concussion. Plus, he was dealing with a lot of stuff before. I
believe that's why the match ended kind of abruptly. That was sort of the way when the pinfall happened. We all just kind of went,
"Yeah,
what? Just like that? Wow, okay." Like it was just kind of out of nowhere. So I believe that it was kind of that's again. What I heard on Talking Fingers is that they ended the match early. That wasn't the original ending.
I'm not surprised. Probably the smart move for that, especially if they're dealing with the concussion there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the main event, guys. The other one we've been waiting for in some sort of way. Jon Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Moxley's been wanting to wrestle Tanahashi for forever. And been trying to. Originally, it was when Moxley was the IWGP US title holder, and I think Tanahashi was at one point as well. And they had circled around each other, but never actually gotten to wrestle each other. We had Moxley walk right beside us, which was pretty cool. Like in the crowd, we had another very close experience.
Yeah, walked right by us. So
yeah, that was pretty cool.
I haven't checked to see if we're on the show. Are we on the? Can you see us?
A little bit. They go high as soon as he starts walking right past us, and you can kind of see us.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to it. You can see
I know where I can watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
All right. But yeah, match started really, really fast. It was. They always jumpstart these things. Moxley is bad at jumpstarting matches, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But it was good. It was a good match. It was exactly what you thought was going to happen. You thought you'd get a solid match out of it, but there was no way Tanahashi was winning the title.
Yeah. No. I mean that was the kind of the thing. I mean, there wasn't. It was cool for the spectacle of it, of seeing the two of them fight, but there was no real tension. I didn't feel, because it was pretty clear who was winning this match. Which I don't think necessarily it doesn't take away from their performance. I think the match was great. It's a shame though that one of the things I remember so much about this match is the fight that broke out in the crowd, not all that far from us, and there were like throwing fists with security guards, and it was a whole thing. Yeah, and it was right at the beginning of the match too, wasn't it? It was like within the first couple minutes.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened there, but it was wild. That was the second fight. That was the second fist fight that we saw that day.
It's Chicago, man. Chicago, mean streets.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about our adventure in Boys Town at the Chicago Pride Parade.
It's true. It's true.
We did venture into, well, some of us twice, into the Pride Parade before this, which was pretty wild.
I had a little Ferris Bueller adventure.
It was
in Chicago by myself. Yeah.
But other than that, I thought this was a good match. Ends with the paradigm shift and him going over. Nice little moment after the match.
Being Moxley, pronouns pal.
Huh?
Pronouns pal.
You don't know what their pronouns are.
Mox. So.
Nice little show respect at the end to kind of put the finishing touches on that feud that's gone for a long time. Mox, of course, gets color again, which gets opened up again on Wednesday. He's basically the new Ric Flair.
He's Ric Flair in it. Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
He needs to let it go. And then we also have the Jericho Appreciation Society and the boys from the DCC.
Schmoz to end the show.
Yeah, surprise. There's another schmoz. AEW loves their schmozes.
They love a good schmoz.
Yeah. It's a little too much. They need to think about cutting that back a little bit.
You think they need to dial the schmoz?
I think
It's getting hard to say.
Well, boys, that's the end of this card. How'd you feel about Chicago? How'd you feel about Forbidden Door? How'd it turn out with everything that went on here leading up to the match, having to change the card so many times, having to drop wrestlers in and out, but eventually getting there? And everything.
It was a wild, bumpy road, and it is not at all the card that I would have imagined we would have gotten when it was first announced. But the show itself, I think, turned out to be a lot of fun. I thought the build was, frankly, not very good at all. But the show itself, I thought was a lot of fun. I thought it was a great showcase, and hopefully they do another one because I'll be looking forward to it.
Upset too.
And Chicago was great. Chicago was a great city.
It was very, very cool. Like, I kind of looked at the whole thing as like when we got there. I mean, I just told myself I was in Gotham City, and like
that's how you lived your life for the next 72 hours or however long you were there.
It's like, so I'm gonna go to this wrestling event, and this
as Batman would do.
As Batman would do, yeah, and like
as Bruce Wayne would go and take in a wrestling show.
I mean, it was. I would agree with you as far as the build. To try to get invested in something, I don't think they did a particularly great job, but the show itself was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was like historic, as historic as I thought it might be. But it didn't need to be. Like, it was still a fun show. Like, good matches and like, had a good time. So like, they're not going to listen to me. So like, I might as well be positive about it.
Fair. I thought it was good. I think the crowd really helped, and it ended up being really good overall. Surprisingly, especially with how thrown together the card happened to be there at the end. Whether that was a product of the roster having some issues and everything, or just poor planning and trying to weigh politics at the same time with people who are going to have to take pins and stuff. I think will yet to be seen. But I don't think it's the end of the partnership. I think we're going to see more of these. I hope it's in a different city next year. It'll give us a reason to go see another one. That and hopefully, I wouldn't be surprised if
the second one's in Japan.
Let's go.
I had to cancel a trip to Japan just earlier this year, so they kind of owe me the Japanese government. Like,
they kind of owe you. Eddie, did you just vape?
I meant to say, this is also in the care package Mark sent. Like, I thought it might be fun.
Okay.
Try,
Are you turning into like a hippie or something like Mark did?
I'm just trying not to be closed-minded, give things a try.
You're not going to end up out in the woods with the Flare Witch or whatever it was, are you?
I don't think so. I think I'll be fine, probably.
It's like you said you were eating fries earlier, but were you eating a Petros?
No, not yet. Not yet.
He is drinking a Baja Blast and vaping. I mean, at what point does it go from becoming Eddie to now it's just Mark?
Man, I'm trying to make friends with Mark. Trying to.
He's gonna drop a real casual weedly wee in conversation, and then it's gonna be done, and then it's gonna be like Eddie is Mark now.
I think you guys are being paranoid.
Whatever.
No, I just.
All right, guys.
I'm just happy to see you love somebody for who they are, like, and then love you back for who you are. Like, it's beautiful. Like,
it's 2022, and I think that's if we've learned anything, that's what we learned during the Pride Parade.
This is the world we live in now. Like,
yes.
Love your neighbor.
That's not what I
love you back.
But we'll save that for after dark.
All right, it is 8:01 and Dynamite is on. So I think it's that time.
So you've got to go.
Yeah,
you got to go.
Another episode. I got to go watch wrestling so we can talk about more wrestling later.
Oh, okay.
And we're at the end of episode 4 in volume 2. We'll be back next time. Less AEW talk. We'll probably talk about that in the scuttlebutt at the beginning of the episode. But I think we're going to go back to our roots, the old school ways, and do something SummerSlam related here on our next podcast.
To be determined.
Yeah, old Justy Rhodes is.
I think we need to go. I think we're going. We need to go retro again. If we're getting back to our roots, it's let's throw it back to the 80s or 90s or something. Early 2000s, I would be willing to do if there was something worth talking about.
I'm letting you choose.
Oh no, don't leave it up.
You are going to SummerSlam, so it's
I am going to SummerSlam. Actually, I bought tickets.
On this journey.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll figure out something good for us.
All right,
and I'll be back with a full SummerSlam report here in a couple episodes.
Can't wait. Well, I'm sure we'll shoot some stuff out on social media talking about that.
For sure.
But here we are. I'm Medium Daddy Cool for Justy Rhodes. The Weatherman saying, remember, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. See you, fellas. See you now.
Chris Mitchell says, oh, God.
To contact us, search for and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BlueBardCage, or send us an email at bluebardcage@gmail.com.